it is not time for him to sit on the fence.
I've come today to let the people of Liberia know that I'm here to join serious-minded people. And that serious-minded people are the Unity Party. The party, in my opinion, does have the best agenda and platform for a new and better Liberia. There is no secret that the progress or the retrogression of any nation depends largely on those in the political show. The political machinery drives the economic agenda of any nation. I've come to see with great conviction that when politics is done well, the benefit for the nation is immense and far-reaching. When those engaged in politics are men and women of integrity, men and women of vision, men and women whose heart and compassionate heart for the plight of the masses, men and women who believe in collaborative efforts and bring on board competent, dynamic people to work the ideals of government, men and women who put the interests of the country first. When that happens, we have development. When that happens, we have improved infrastructure. When that happens, we have stable and dynamic economy. When that happens, we have a fair and impartial judiciary system. And we educate and empower the citizenry. What I have envisaged for Liberia is that we're no longer going to sit on the fence and allow all kind of people to destroy our country.
We welcome him to the party. The political leader and standard bearer of the opposition Unity Party, Ambassador Joseph Newman Boaka, said his decision was timely for that political establishment.
I tell you, the only institution that's supposed to do government business is a political party. Yes. That's what's supposed to manage the resources of the country, manage the life of our young people. And as we look out here, we see you. You yearn for a future. Sometimes when you're not in the right environment, people think you don't mean anything. But here we have the talent. We have the young people here who want their life to improve. It is through a party that loves the people, that cares for the people. And that's the party that we want to build, and we continue to build. We don't believe in abusing people, because it doesn't have anybody. What you want is a future for each of you here. And that's what this party is about. So for me, this is a more delightful occasion for me and the Unity Party. We are aware that some Liberians regard party membership as a transaction. They join political parties before elections and expect immediate reward after the election, such as good job and the lucrative contract from the party leadership and government. You forget that even all the money, if the people around you, their life not improve, it's nothing. Yes. You can't live alone.
We are still in the political arena ahead of the December 21, 2019 Female Journalists Association of Liberia elections. Two presidential candidates, incumbent Seattle Scott Johnson and Lisa Darcy, continue their campaign trail, convincing featured members on why they should be elected to that position. According to incumbent Seattle Scott Johnson, capacity building, advocacy, and membership welfare are amongst her priorities if elected.
We intend to do a mini radio station. Okay. It's only the 60% we intend to do a mini station because where that dream came from, I saw the building, the dream flash, then most of our community radio journalists. This place will be for women journalists that when you come from wherever you come from, like Bobon Gide, wherever you can walk in and say, I'm a woman journalist, I practice at G Radio G. Journalist, hands on, when you'll be able to produce programs, you'll be able to do multimedia production, and you'll be able to compete when PUI awards come. We are trying to institutionalize FIJA, and that is what our colleagues and other people need to understand. The feature we have today was not the feature we have years back. So we are growing. They've been engaging our sisters from other parts of Africa, especially the sub-region, where women journalists can be able to go and practice in other newsrooms. Move from your comfort zone, go in other newsrooms, and believe you go there, you will learn. And while you are there, somebody from there will come to us, and we can place that person in other newsrooms, and the person will learn. And we believe that it will work. And that's the reason why we are asking you to give us that time to complete this. I want to say to my supporters, we did it before, we can do it again. We've promised you and we delivered fully. Nothing was left empty. We gave you what we promised you, and we can give you what we are asking for. If you give us what we ask you for, you can give it to us. We'll tell you that what we are telling you, we'll do it to the fullest. So we have evidence that we did it before, and we can do it again.
Well, as for candidate Lisa Darcy, she wants accountability and transparency, visibility of featured advocacy and capacity building as areas of interest if elected president of FIJA.
We'll firstly start off with the issue of an audit. We don't want to enter an association that have not been able to give its members the right reports that should be given, and we just don't want to enter a system that will fall back on us, because the public will tell us you should have known better, you should have enough, because you need to know what you met there, what you carry there, what's going to be coming out of it. So we're going to have an audit of the system there at FIJA, so we get to know what has been happening. We have a website. So how do we send out our information? How do you ensure accountability? How do you ensure transparency when you don't have a tool that speaks to the fact of that? So we need that particular space so it can build up women, because we got to know the stories that come from the counties. We need to be able to see who's reporting what and what's coming in to that. And secondly, we're going to be producing our own newsletter. We are not
as part of visibility.
Yeah.
Finally, from
as part of visibility, that's what we're going to be able to do. We're also going to be working with women journalists as per their empowerment and advocacy. We're going to be doing the mentoring like we told you, for us to be able to see women rising up to the occasion of being editor in newsrooms. So we basically want to tell our supporters and those well-wishers and those who have not made up their minds, Lisa is the best option, because you don't want to have a leadership that is not going to be accountable to you. You don't want to have a leadership that is not transparent. You don't want to have a leader that is not consistent with what they want to do. So vote us, because we will raise the visibility of FIJA. Your stories will be on the website. You want to vote us because it will create the level of transparency and accountability that we will want to have. Vote us because we will be able to raise our voices for advocacy, and not just going to be one set of people who we're going to be mostly asking or advocating for. So you can rest assured that the leadership of FIJA will be really and ably represented.
Candidate Lisa Darcy, earlier you saw the incumbent Seattle Scott Johnson, two candidates vying for the presidency in the ensuing FIJA's election. To this one, good news for Liberia, as U.S. Senate officially concurred with the House to pass into law the immigration bill intended to create permanent status for deferred enforced departure, commonly known as DED holders, to Liberians living in the United States of America. The decision is another great relief for Liberians residing in the States. According to reports, the decision appeared to be a Christmas gift for Liberians who are currently residing in the U.S. Speaking to reporters shortly after the decision was taken, U.S. and Senator Tynan Smith, one of the brains behind the passage of the act. It has been a major breakthrough that will provide permanent status to thousands of Liberians in Minnesota and across the United States, unquote. Smith said they've been working very hard over the period to ensure such dream becomes a reality, and she is happy for the current achievement. The bill, according to the American lawmaker, would provide pathway to citizenship for Liberians in 5 years. If you just join us, viewers, you're watching this presentation of news today on KMTV. We're taking this break. When we come back, we link up with the chief organizer of the planned December 30th protest here in Pedro Costa via Skype, and we bring you other developments right after that conversation. So please be there and don't go away.
I said I should tell me by chilling with ya. Yo, what's up, man? LIB, this is your boy D12. You already know Mr. Born to Win. I'm gonna be live in Liberia performing live for the Shintao Bell and Roll Festival that's happening on Saturday, December 21st and Sunday, December 22nd. It's gonna be super crazy. There's gonna be a meet and greet December 19th at the Shintao Rehab. It's gonna be super, and there's also gonna be the after party for the conference on the 20th. It's gonna be crazy. Come out and make history, man. Your boy D12 is gonna be live. You already know what it is. Let's get it.
Hello.
Via Skype. Pedro Costa, welcome to News Today KMTV. You are live.
Thank you, my friend. I'm sorry you caught me at a bad time because I'm driving on my way to the airport. So I hope you might not get a very good answer, but I'm glad to be on, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Currently, where are you speak? Where
Hello?
are you, your current location? Do you say you're driving to the airport? Specifically where?
I'm in DC. I'm 10 minutes away, 8 minutes away from Dulles International Airport, where I'll be boarding my flight to Accra, Ghana. And then from Ghana, I should arrive in Ghana tomorrow. And then make my way to Liberia on Thursday morning at 10 a.m.
How far are we? How far are you people? Meaning?
Well, everything is on course. The people know. While we are protesting, our president has refused to even address the nation to say anything to us about hardship in the country. This protest is not political. It's entirely economical. We're tired of the suffering in the country and the president's failure to address the situation. And we feel that if this president continues in power, the hardship will increase and our people's living conditions will worsen. So that is our reason for organizing this protest.
That your security is at stake and that you would not come to Liberia. Why are you coming this time around?
I have never said that, my dear brother. I have never once said that I would not come to Liberia. It is my detractors who have been wishing that I would not come, but I am coming. I will be home. I know that there are threats to my life. I know people have threatened my life. I have heard of plans to do terrible things to me. As a human being, I am very concerned, but I would not allow myself to be consumed by fear and cowardice. So I'm coming home, and I'm a faithful person. I believe in God, and I know that God will protect me, and He will watch over my life.
Yes.
The planned protest could turn into something different in terms of the assurances. What can you say?
Your line was a little patchy there, but if I heard you correctly, did you say some citizens are concerned about the protest?
Security that the protest will turn different in terms of clashes and other things.
Well,
I'll call you right back, Erica. I'll call you right back.
I'm on TV.
I'll call you back, please.
Yes, there is no way the protest would turn bad unless
the government gets involved. You know, security forces or anti-peace elements loyal to the regime, stage a provocation or cause a provocation. June 7 was the most peaceful protest in the history of the country. Nobody can take away from that. If we, the Liberian people, were able to organize such a protest that passed off very peaceably, we attracted the commendation of the international community. I'm pretty sure December 30th would be just as peaceful. We do not need any permit, my brother, and I'm disappointed as a newsman. You would even be peddling that sort of line. No citizen of Liberia needs a permit to protest, and I say so as somebody who organizes a protest. All you need to assemble and request security protection. That is what we did for June 7th. That's what we are doing for December 30th. So you do not need a permit. You need to notify the security forces and request security. So that is the situation.
Have you gotten any green light in terms of security protection for your protest?
Well, the government has said that they will not be providing security, but that is not going to stop us because there is nowhere in the Constitution where it says that the government must provide security, must give the green light. The government is under obligation to provide security for its citizens at all times. When they exercise the constitutional right to assemble to petition the government to do something or not to do something. And in this case, contrary to what the government would have you believe, we're simply assembling in a peaceable manner to tell the president to step down. We're not assembling to force him to step down. We're assembling to tell him to step down, as our brothers in the Gambia did yesterday and have been doing in a peaceable fashion. That is all we intend to do and nothing more. We don't have guns. We don't intend to use the force of arms. We don't have access to arms. We are peaceful people. We have demonstrated that, and that is what we intend to do, my dear brother.
For the sake of clarity, is Mo Ali part of this particular protest?
Mo Ali is indeed the acting chairman of the COP in my stead. When I arrive, I would take charge, but he is the acting chairman, and I am the chairman, and yes, Mo Ali is indeed the acting chairman of the COP. Yes. And Julius, I'm sorry, we're going to have to end this interview. Please, I have to arrive at the airport. I'm very, very sorry. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I hope to see your people at the airport. Thank you very much, Julius.
Thank you so much. Hearing Pedro Costa in conversation with us via Skype from the U.S. heading to Liberia as planned for the December 30th protest, speaking about how prepared they are for that protest. We'll bring you more of that in our subsequent newscast. The government of Liberia, in conjunction with local and international partners, has launched the provision of alternative activities for traditional practitioners in Grand Cape County, funded by the European Union and implemented by Plan International and Heritage and Vocational Center, is expected to be used as a multi-purpose center for regular dialogues and skills building for traditional actors. Speaking at the program was Antonin Kezeli.
It is easy to issue dossiers and edicts of practices that people should not do or should not practice. And that is what we have done a whole lot of. What we often fall short of in societies with such deep and entrenched traditional practices as ours is the provision of alternatives that they can fall back on in the conduct of their lives. This effort, which seeks to offer alternative activities to traditional ones that we find harmful, is an action step that our passionate female advocate Vice President find laudable and impactful. As such, she asked me to acknowledge the UN Women, the Ministries of Internal Affairs, and Gender, Children and Social Protection, as well as our chiefs and elders in the National Council for this show of leadership and foresight. Even more so is her deep gratitude to the European Union for placing at our disposal the hard-to-come-by means for the actualization of this dream. The Vice President strongly urges you on and reinforces her full support to this and the many other engagements with our partners as she considers it as a worthy endeavor.
Also speaking at the launching and groundbreaking ceremonies were Deputy Gender Minister Johnson Howard and Plan International Deputy Country Director for Operations Marian Murray, who expressed the need for the prioritization of women emancipation. First is Alice Johnson Howard, followed by Minister Murray.
This movement signifies our joint efforts to uphold our traditional values and customs under the Spotlight Initiative that is keenly focused on addressing the high prevalence of sexual and gender-based violence, including those practices that are against the rights of the person. We hope that in the future that this alternative economic activities will be taken to other counties around the country. This process of providing alternative economic activity is an all-important thing for our traditional and for our country. For our traditional practitioners, we believe it is an affirmative action for an advancement of women economic empowerment. We hope and pray that these activities will focus on more positive aspects of our tradition practice, where our young girls and women will learn positive values and skills conducive as they prepare for womanhood.
This launch event of the Alternative Livelihood Initiative for Economic Empowerment of those or traditional leaders is a memorable milestone in the history of our collective commitment to promote and uphold the tenets of gender equality in Liberia. Gender equality is a right, and we all need to fulfill it as the most pressing challenge as development actors. Gender inequality still holds women back, and this in turn holds the world back. We know that women are directly affected by all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. This project we are here to launch today is the result of a global thought and discussions that have been translated into the provision of alternative economic activities. This is about empowerment of women and dealing with the issues that affect them so that we can clear the hindrances that stand in our way as women, and also believe that we can play a very important role in the development of our nations, our communities, our families, and the world at large.
President George Weah's Omingad International Market Project, as per schedule, is said to be well on course. According to Deputy Presidential Press Secretary Smith Tobe, the project is at roofing level and when completed will help decongest the traffic at the commercial red light market area. He spoke at a regular news briefing.
The Office of the President is equally engaged at all levels in making sure that a sustained peace and development in our country can also be a hallmark of the day. And in doing so, there are other projects that the President initiated that are equally fast developing. I will encourage you, our friends in the media, to continue to do your professional job. We know the sentiment out there is very high, but you need to go to some of those places where the president initiated some of his projects. We can all talk about what is going on around the market forces, but we also need to keep our eyes on what is taking place in our communities with roads, what is taking place in our country with infrastructure development. I want to report to you again on today that the President's commitment to improve our market sector is fast developing. You are encouraged to take a drive at the Ominga navigation site. That project under the government of Liberia through the office of the president, of course, in his discussion with the World Bank. The last time we took you to that site was for the groundbreaking ceremony. I urge you to make a return so you report that to your audience and your viewers and people who follow your viewer outlet. That project is fast moving. The last time I visited it was just 2 days ago. They are about doing the roofing of the structure. A very big space that is going to decongest the red light market, making sure that that commercial district can get some more space.
Well, stay at the level of the executive mansion. Schools of government officials and members of the diplomatic corps on Wednesday joined President George Weah as part of tradition to light the 2019 Christmas tree. Here once again is Smith Toby explaining more to executive mansion reporters, including the expansion of the Semenco operations.
The president of Liberia will on tomorrow again join other officials of government, including members of the executive and other branches of government, to light the Christmas tree. This is a tradition in our country. It's been here time in, time out. His Excellency will officially launch the Christmas tree on tomorrow, and that will be attended by members of the diplomatic corps, members of the judiciary, the legislature. There's been dozens of invitations sent out there. The president is also expected to join the members of the Semenco, the cement processing company here, sometime early next year. That industry is expanding a facility. That will be sometime in the early start of the year. It's on the president. The tenor will just start to slip in with that. Semenco will be doing an expansion of their facility. It speaks volume about their capacity. It's going to be a very good news for our country.
Deputy Presidential Press Secretary Smith Toby addressing executive mansion reporters. Despite some of the weaknesses in the health sector, including the low doctors to patients ratio in the country, Liberia now has a new surgeon, Dr. Alvin Nando, as you see on your screen. Dr. Doe and team, after hours of teaming up in a medical theater, successfully performed the country's first brain tumor surgery at a government-run JFK Medical Center in the country. Medical specialty is limited for the country with over 4 million people, according to the Liberia Medical and Dental Council statistics. Over the years, the past and present government has been training specialized doctors to cater to the growing wave of illness in the country because most Liberians are unable to seek medical treatment abroad. With such news and effort by Dr. Doe, many Liberians, including officials of the government, are overwhelmed. On his official Twitter page, the Liberian leader George Weah congratulated Dr. Doe, said he extended profound gratitude and congratulations to young Liberian neurosurgeon Dr. Alvin Doe and his team for the successful completion of the first brain tumor surgery at the JFK. The government and people are very proud of Dr. Doe and his team for successfully citing such a milestone in the country. He also lauded the efforts of the JFK staff for their support towards the exercise. With that health development, viewers, this is how we draw down the curtains on this Tuesday evening presentation of News Today on KMTV. But before going, a recap of our top stories. U.S. Senate concurs with the House to pass into law a bill to give permanent status to Liberians residing in the United States of America. Liberian Dr. Alvin Doe and team successfully completes first brain tumor surgery in the country. Reverend Luther Tape officially joins the opposition Unity Party, says it's about time to turn the political light on. And all is said to be set for the planned December 30th protest, as the head of the organizing committee of the protest, Herman Pedro Costa, is set to return to the country on Thursday. According to him, he is not afraid of any threat. Many thanks for watching. Special thanks to the entire news team, including Rufus Mumbo and Randall P. Jackson, who helped in handling this entire technical presentation. Until midweek Wednesday, I'm Julius Conton. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massaco Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massaco Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massaco Insurance help you today.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
Shintao Beer presents the first ever beer festival to hit Liberia. It's the Belt and Road Shintao Beer Festival from December 19th to December 22nd, 2019. The 4 days event will include the Shintao Beer Conference and Outdoor Banquet Dinner, the Belt and Road Shintao Mini Marathon, the Belt and Road Shintao Beer Festival, a grand soccer match featuring Shintao All-Stars, and to climax the event, a 2-day mega musical concert featuring both local and international superstars. Also international DJs and bands performing at the Samuel Kanye Sports Complex. Be a part of history and get ready for the first ever beer festival to hit Liberia.
When you hear about Avena Hotel, you should start thinking about quality. You should start thinking about standard. We taking Liberia outside of Monrovia. We provide a lot of services at the Avena Hotel. We have conference facility. We have entertainment like the nightclub, one of the best nightclubs in Liberia in terms of setting, design, and so forth. Our locking system, it goes with a key card. A key card we're using currently, on most of our doors. At the Avino Hotel, we have 24-hour electricity, a very comfortable bed, stress-free and member-foam soap. It comes with our own brand. The populations of Ganta is increasing. And you see, the test for urban migration is very high by young people. So Ganta, being an emerging city and the second largest city in terms of our economic activities in Liberia, there must be people who should be there to provide jobs for the young people who are coming from the rural villages. If not, we're going to be referring to our own brothers and sisters as well, criminals. We also make sure we work with young ladies and see how best, we can train them. Like the new facility you see here, we are upgrading. Although we have the other facility there, but what we're bringing here, we try to make it much more better than what we have done there. So every time we do something, when we're doing anything new, we try to upgrade and make it much better. Like here now with our facility here, our whole bed is an electronic bed. I think we should be the first in Liberia that introducing this kind of bed. We refer to this facility as the Tower of Ganta. As you can see, as you stand here, you can view the top of the city, and right across there is the Republic of Guinea. We try to take our own time to see how best, we give it all the detailed finishing so that when people come in, they can get a new taste of Avino Hotel and a new experience of Liberia. If I can do it, you can do it better.
Located